into real estate mainly because I took real estate classes, not intending to sell. My husband and I were interested in the possibility of beginning to flip homes. And that was in 2006. And if you go back, you realize that was not the time to get into the flipping business. But what I realized in the process is that it was a good combination for the two things that I really like, and that's people and contracts. They don't often mix, but in this case, in real estate, it does. My favorite part of the business is the people. Getting to know people and getting to know their story, what matters to them, why they are in the transition that they're in. Goals are different, so the more I understand that, the more I'm better able to help them accomplish those things. But what happens in that process of getting to know those details is that I get to know them and their personalities. And for me, that's the win-win in it all. I still have coffee today with people that I sold houses to years ago. And probably the better part of my business is referrals, and I would at least like to think that that is because of the relationship of trust that we developed in the process. The number one piece of advice that I would have for a buyer is to be represented. And there are two ways that you need to be represented. First would be with a financial officer, a mortgage lender. And Carrie Ann and her team have been fabulous for my clients. I can say that unabashedly because I don't make anything off that, but what they bring to the table and the obstacles that they can help clients overcome to reach their goal has been phenomenal, and the time frame in which they work is wonderful. My clients love them on the backside, so I'm very happy. The other way to be represented is with an agent. A lot of times first home buyers, and I found this years ago when we were looking to purchase our first home, I thought that I had to pay them. And so I wasn't sure how to ask that question. But for a buyer, you don't have to pay. The sellers pay. The sellers pay for you to be represented in the transaction. So why not take advantage of it? Get your own agent. Two pieces of advice that I would give a seller, and that is to be prepared with your home ahead of time. Look at your home critically as a buyer will. Remember, they're going to be picking your home apart. They're not looking at it as the whole. They're going to be going room by room and saying what they like and what they don't like. So be honest with yourself. It'll save you time and money on the negotiation end. The other part is to make your home available. If people can't see your home, they're never going to present an offer on something they cannot see. And if you understand that and you get your family or yourself adjusted to the concept, it may be inconvenient, but we're playing with odds. The more people I get in, the better chance of me getting an offer and a higher offer. Well, something that most people would not know about me is I'm kind of a reality TV junkie. I tend to stay up late at night, and so a lot of times they'll be on there back to back. But I think what captures my attention is the interaction of people. I'll seeing how people respond to one another, and this can sometimes be a good life lesson of how to react in a moment. When I'm not selling real estate, generally I am cooking up something in my kitchen in order to entice people to come over. I love my family. I have 2 grown children, both married, and a granddaughter, and we have a lot of friends, and I like to have them over. And I don't consider myself a cook in the noun verb, in the part of speech, but in the verb, I do cooking, and it's always a motive of getting people to come over and just enjoy the company. Well, the best way to reach me is generally by phone. Answer my phone pretty quickly. Generally, I am with another client, but I'm quick to call back, so you can reach me at 615-456-4462. Or my website you can go to is my first and last name. It's KathrynGrindstaff.com. And on there you can begin your search. You get on the internet midnight and you're curious as to what's out there, go on there, buyer, seller, and it will be a good way to begin the process of knowing where you are in the market.